The recent earthquakes in Turkey and Syria were tragic. It was allegedly anticipated by Dutch researcher Frank Hoogerbeets. He has also predicted that the Indian subcontinent might face a big earthquake next. I sincerely hope he is wrong, but if he's not, are you prepared? In this episode, I share tips on how to prepare for and survive earthquakes. Let us start by defining an earthquake. An earthquake is basically the shaking of the Earth's crust. The Earth's crust consists of tectonic plates, and earthquakes occur when these tectonic plates either slide against each other or pass over or under each other. Earthquakes occur anywhere in the world, but they are more likely to occur in areas where the tectonic plates meet. It is very difficult to predict earthquakes, but there are some warning signs, like unusual behavior in animals. Dogs behave strangely. Cat starts running around. There are strange bird calls or strange flying patterns. The other is the sudden change in water levels in wells and other water bodies. If you see these, make sure you take cover immediately, as you only have a few moments before the earthquake starts. After the main earthquake shock, there's often a series of aftershocks, little tremors.
Uh-oh, hypothetical aftershock!
The frequency of the aftershocks are inversely proportional to the length of time of the original earthquake. So if there is an earthquake, you should be prepared for further but less serious tremors. The strength of an earthquake is measured using the Richter scale, also known as the Richter magnitude scale and the Gutenberg Richter scale. The magnitude starts at 1 and goes up to 9 and above. 1 is harmless, a tremor that's barely felt, while 9 would mean total destruction. The biggest danger to humans in an earthquake are the man-made structures such as houses, office blocks, roads, bridges, and so on. Usually these structures are not constructed to withstand the vibration of an earthquake, and therefore they collapse. In the city, you see surface rupture, that is the cracks on the road, damage to the buildings and damage to the infrastructure. Fires can break out too if the electrical and gas lines are dislodged during an earthquake. Earthquakes can be troublesome as there can be other side effects. If you live in coastal areas, earthquakes can trigger tsunamis. And if you live in mountainous regions, an earthquake can trigger landslides. If you live near a volcano, earthquakes can also be a telltale sign of an impending volcanic eruption. So, how can you be safe during an earthquake? Well, if you live in an earthquake zone or are planning to visit a region that's prone to earthquakes, make sure you do your research before the trip. Familiarize yourself with any advanced warning systems, including knowing which radio stations to tune into and the local shelters. Assemble an emergency kit that includes a first aid kit, flashlight with spare batteries, and a cell phone with spare batteries. Save the contact numbers of the police station, fire station, hospitals, and other local emergency services onto your phone. Brief your family and friends as to where to meet in an emergency. Brief them on what to do when an earthquake begins and where the safest place would be to take cover. Also brief them on the early warning signs of an earthquake. If you are inside a building, get under a strong table or bed or any other form of overhead protection. This is done to shield yourself from falling objects. Stay under cover as long as the tremors continue. If there is no obvious protection to get under, place yourself as close as possible to an inside wall. Stay away from windows or other glass as they might shatter. Ensure the escape routes are clear. Avoid leaving large items like a clock or other unstable furniture near key exits in your home. Do not attempt to run out of a building during an earthquake, as you will be at risk of injury from falling or flying objects. If you are able to exit the building, do not use the lift or elevators. If you are outside, keep away from trees, buildings, or any other structures that might fall on you. If you are driving a vehicle, Don't panic as you could cause an accident. Stop, preferably in a clear space as far away as possible from buildings, underpasses, lampposts or trees. Stay in your vehicle until the tremors stop. If you're at the beach and you sense an earthquake, move to a high ground immediately. It is hard to pinpoint the origin of the earthquake, and if the earthquake is strong enough, it can trigger a tsunami. After an earthquake, turn off all energy supplies. Use a flashlight and do not light matches until you have checked for gas leaks. Also, keep clear of the telephone poles, electricity pylons or any other wires. Do not try to touch or move any cable that has fallen, as the cable might be live and there is a danger of electrocution. Check people for injuries and give first aid where necessary. Check the area you are in for signs of weakened structures. If the building you are in is severely damaged, move out immediately, as the aftershocks can cause further damage. Well, there you have it, folks. Is there anything I missed out or something you would like to add? Please do so in the comment section below. Now till my next video, stay safe, stay curious, and I'll see you soon.